So we are going to the node view. Let me save a new version so I don't guess I mess anything up. How are you all doing this evening or whatever time zone you're in? You probably won't see these pop-ups, but yeah, there's a pop-up that I'm messing with right now. I want color and alpha. To composite in animation can mean a couple things, but specifically for me, it usually means things like lighting, effects, making the final image, basically, combining to composite. So you like take the background, you take the characters, you combine them, you're compositing them together. For this, there's not really a background. I'm probably just gonna put like some gradient, because I don't really have anything yet for there. And it's only like a few seconds long, so. So for example, with compositing, this is sort of, so you can see how like he has this like, how do you plan for an animation storyboard? Planning, well, there's a couple ways to go about it, and it depends on your, you know, who you're working for. If you're doing it for yourself, you can kind of just do whatever. You know, but even for yourself, you approach it differently depending on what you're doing. So for me, this was really short, so there wasn't much of a script. It was kind of just me throwing ideas with a friend on Discord. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and I wrote that out. And then I did what's called like thumbnails, and which are in here actually. I can show you. So I made thumbnails, which are really, really rough. They can be stick figures, just to like, these also double as my storyboards in this instance, because it's just, you know, just scribbles that I'm gonna follow. I didn't need to put a whole lot of effort into them, because it's really short, dumb idea. So, but yeah. The key things you really want to focus on, in my opinion, for storyboards are the action and composition. And when I say composition, not to be confused with compositing. Compositing is, you know, combining everything. Composition refers to like shot composition, like how much space things are taking up on screen and where they're located. Where's the negative space? Like sort of how do you direct the viewer's eye? That I'd say that's a pretty good description of composition, directing the viewer's eye. Anyways, so in talking about compositing again, so I have these like green little effects animation here, and I don't, you know, it's not going to be green in the final thing. I'm going to do effects on it. For a beginner and software, definitely if you're beginning and just trying it out, I'd go for free software. I mean, yeah, even if you're not a beginner, you know, free software is always great. The software I'm using right now is not free, but I'm technically using it for free with a student license that is lasting for God knows however long, because I'm not a student anymore. Don't tell them that. And so I would maybe, there's free stuff like Blender. I was gonna say Krita. I like to say Krita, but I've also heard Krita. Krita's free. Fire Alpaca's free. I think those are. Oh, and Blender. Blender has 2D stuff as well. Those three are the first that come to mind when I think of, you know, free 2D software. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. All right, sorry about that. My brother was calling me. So if your student license expires, would you do monthly pay or pay for the whole thing? And welcome back, Mira. I'm pretty sure it depends on your software again. There's professional software called TV Paint. I think that's a one-time payment. For Toon Boom, I'm pretty sure it's monthly subscription. I'm not gonna pay for that. I don't got the money to pay for that. So once it expires, I'm probably gonna switch over to using some free software. I've been using Flash for a long time, so I might just, or at least like before starting college, I was using Flash, and I have a full free version of like an really old version of Flash. So I would probably just start using that again. Here's another example of compositing. So we see like I drew in some shadows, but it's like a solid color. But with like compositing, you can like change how that's being combined. So in the final image, it looks like that instead of, you know, a flat color. Let's see. Okay, I need to set these outputs. For the special effects for the green, how do you add it? How do I add the green? The green I just drew. But if you're asking how I'm going to change them, I will hopefully show it in this stream. I'm not going to do it in Toon Boom. I'm going to do it in After Effects. But basically, I'm just going to like change their color, change their blend mode. Blend mode means is the same thing I did with the shadow. So with shadows, I set them to a blend mode called multiply, and that basically darkens the area under it. But I will probably change this color to like an orange-ish flamey kind of color, like a spark, and change its blend mode to something like screen or add, and then give it like a blur around it and to make it look like it's glowing. Something I forgot, and it's a good thing I'm noticing this now. I wanted to give his eye some shine. I'm just going to put on a different layer because I'm lazy. They both need eye shine. Let me put this near the top. Okay, I'm going to use a mouse for this because I don't feel like going to my drawing tablet. And just give him a little bit of a this. And now I gotta go through the frames and try and match that. So let's see if I can do this quickly. So boom. And I wouldn't be a good person to ask about that because I bought like an expensive like Wacom tablet. But that was like way back in high school, and I've been using the same tablet since. From what I hear, there's like a lot cheaper options for tablets nowadays. And I just wouldn't know what they are because I've been using the same tablet since high school. So, yeah. Okay, that's good. Now we do David. I might just be able to reuse these without redrawing them. Oh, wait. Okay, let's do it to this side of his eye then. We'll need it there. It's your final spot. Let me turn off the camera movement. We'll cheat this to be lower. I say cheat as if the initial position makes any sense at all. No, I don't like that. With this software, you add, does this menu show up? This little drop down menu. You add a camera in here. So I can add a camera similar to a layer, and I can give that camera, I can give that camera keyframes and move it around. So like, here's like the keyframes for it, and if I turn this back on, if I want to move it, I can, move the camera. And the real nice thing about the camera is that you can give layers like different depth in space, so you can get natural parallax in there. Oh, thank you. Welcome to the stream, and I'm glad the video's doing so well. I put a lot of work into that. Did way better than I expected it to do. I hope your artist endeavors go well. That goes for everyone else in the chat too. I'm not sure if I want to do this anymore. These eye shines just because I'm lazy. And it's like just a dumb skit, so, but they add so much to the eyes in my opinion. Here, I'll just move it to the, I'll do it, I'll do it. Around here, I guess. bigger. That works well enough for me. Yeah, there was someone else who came in like another day and who was also like, you know, animating while I was working on something, so it's a cozy vibe. What are you animating? Oh, I missed a spot there. Oh. Okay. And we go back to this one. Let's copy those drawings. Sorry if you can hear my dog. Anyway, I do not want to spend this stream adding in these eye shine because I just want to get to compositing, and so adapting a manga panel from Black Clover. Cleanup is about halfway. Nice, nice, nice. Those are always cool to see, like fans animate something from like a manga, just adapting it in their own way outside of, you know, people waiting for the anime studios. Welcome, Phineas. Nice to meet you. And we take this again. Hello, did I not copy it? And then we shouldn't be seeing that, I believe. Okay, we still see this other eye, so. Okay, now we don't see it. Doing in Blender, gonna throw some techniques from the Ashes animations with the background lighting. Ooh, cool. Love to see that. Hello, Toe2Do, or 222? 222? Toe22? Thank you. Well, welcome to the channel. Who knows how active I'll be on it. Okay, so then I don't need the eye shine through here, but I need it back when, and this might be funnier. Yeah, I think the expression is better without it for that bit. And then we go back to the beginning. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong controls. Solomon Fox, hello, welcome. Inspired me to go back and finish my OC story. Good. I love when people, work on their own personal stuff, because I work on my own personal stuff. Are there any animators, animations that inspire me? A lot. There are a lot. If you want like indie or like smaller creators that inspire me, I don't know if you watched the video. I'm assuming you did. I'm assuming that's where most of you came from. Minus Mira, who's been here since like 2017. Yeah, there are a lot. So there's Magical Pouch of Magic, is a friend of mine, but also just really good artist. And then, there's just like, not even just smaller people. There's like just seeing like masters of the craft, like James Baxter. One scene from like Naruto. This isn't James Baxter though, but a scene from Naruto that has stuck with me ever since I first saw it when I was like a little kid was like in his fight against Sasuke, and the moment where the animation changes and Norio Matsumoto, a notable like Sakuga combat animator, would probably be another big inspiration. I'd love to be able to animate like him. A creator that I also mentioned in the video, Rick Murray. When I saw him watching his video, when I was watching his like Minecraft animations at like 14, a lot of what he was doing, I kind of like was like, I like this. I want to animate. I want to do something like that. So a lot of like stuff and like I was trying to like mimic a lot of his stuff at the time, and it still kind of like carries over into my current work with how I do lighting. Hello, Ed Tadeo. I'm sorry if I what's your name? Oh, people recognize you. Now I feel bad because I don't recognize you. I would be like a comic book artist. But welcome. Professional comic book artist. Welcome. Ooh, this looks really good. Actually, wait, I think I've seen one of these. I think I've seen your Let's Animate Tomb Raider in Krita. I've seen that. Awesome. And I think I saw your Psylocke loop animation. I've seen you around. Oh, and the Spider-Man. Okay, I've seen your work before. Really cool. Welcome to the stream. Well, thank you for subscribing. I'm just messing around with my little characters and hope to get better at animation. Okay, let's copy from here. Got great video to learn animation on Krita. Great. Who was asking about free software? Rogang. There you go, Rogang. So if you want to learn how to use free software like Krita, I still don't know how it's pronounced. You should probably go check out Ed Tadeo. Sorry again if I'm mispronouncing. Oh, whoops, what happened here? There we go. Oh, I see what happened. Let me fix that. I like screwed up a bunch of, or it's probably easier just to fix it actually. I wonder if these are sharing. Oh, I bet they're sharing the same drawing. If I move this off to here, does it affect the other one? Yes, it does. That's why. Okay. Okay. Glad I'm pronouncing it right. Hopefully I can get into compositing soon. I was supposed to be in compositing already. I just like realized that I forgot to give his eye a little bit of shine, a little bit of life. Bradley G, welcome. My audio's doubled? Why did nobody tell me? Where's it? Hold on, let me look at my stream. I didn't realize my audio was doubled. Wait, what do you mean? I don't hear it. Do you have two tabs open? Oh, I'm getting another phone call. Hold on. Let me send a text. Stream. Okay, sorry. We'll just go back to. Okay, and they're calling back regardless. Okay. Okay, I think they just got the text. Okay, cool. All right. Let me set these output nodes. So what I'm doing next is, how do I say? So I'm going to take this into a program called After Effects, which means I want all these separate layers to have their own image sequences. So I'm going to like sort of tell the program to like send it to all those different spots. So I have a David output right here, which I don't think you can see my pop-up, but anyways, welcome Bradley. So David's got his output. I need one for Matt. I mean, I don't mind sharing. It's just a little bit of a hard question to answer because it depends on what you're making. Like, you know, a minute of just someone standing around, and how limited is the animation? Are they moving a lot? How many characters are in the scene? It's hard to say, really. And then are you cleaning up the animation, or are you just like, is it just in roughs? I myself have always felt like a good old AE. Hope it doesn't crash. Luckily, I don't really have a history of After Effects crashing on me. But yeah, it depends on what you're doing. And I myself don't particularly feel like a fast animator. So it would probably take me a good while. But I can give context for like some 3D stuff. Or no, I can talk about people who have way more experience than me working on like feature productions. So like I was watching an interview from an animator from a 3D animated show called Arcane, which I really love the show. And the animator on there said, you know, for about 5 seconds of animation, 5-7 seconds of animation. He got a week to work on that, a week for 5 to 7 seconds. And a DreamWorks mentor of mine also said he got about 7 seconds per week. That was their quota. This is for like feature level animation, so like really good, not TV. I think TV is about like 15 seconds of animation in a week, therefore lower quality because they don't get as much time to work on it. So if you want to like, you know, do the math on that for like getting a minute of animation for like really good animation, you may probably use that. Oh, David and Matt share a layer. I'm dumb. I'm just gonna rename this 2 characters then. Sorry, I'm like answering the chat. It makes me my brain is too small to work on 2 things at the same time, so I like keep stopping to like read and answer. Every time I hear the name David, all I think of is my own OC David. His name isn't David anymore. What animation am I working on? It's a dumb little animation. It's only like, what? This is 300 frames, so like 12 seconds of like very limited animation. It was just like a dumb skit idea, and it's basically David and his friend. Why is this? There we go. And I have temp voice acting. So I'm like not even giving any emotion. I want to see if I can find like a friend to maybe do the voice of David, but there's gonna be a flame in his hand. He's showing Matt a trick, and like, you know, Matt's interested, and then he just flips him off, and there's gonna be a tiny little flame on his middle finger for both of them, and yeah, now Matt's disinterested. And then I want it to loop, so Matt just like looks back down, and yeah, that's basically it. Turn the effects back on. I forgot that there's going to be a little bit of effects I'm compositing. All right. So now I need an output for the effects. And then I gotta rename it. So we got character, effects. I need one for the eye shine. Do I need it for the eye shine? I can combine the eye shine with the character, so I can take a composite node. And this will basically, I was talking about compositing earlier, about flattening and combining things. So instead of these being 2 layers, this eye shine is now going to be part of the character layer when it gets put into an image sequence. I think that's all I need, honestly. Hold on. The characters, the effects animation, the main character from Hi-Fi Rush. I could see that. I haven't played Hi-Fi Rush, but I've seen the character around. He's got like brown hair and he wears a red jacket as well, right? And a white t-shirt. What age demographic would Ashes be targeted towards? Ideally like teens, or like yeah, teens to like young adults sort of thing. But also one that kind of does like, you know, a thing for all ages at the same time, sort of like the quality, but like I don't consider it too much, in the sense that, you know, I'm not pitching this to a big studio at the moment or anything. It's just, and like it's super self-indulgent and it's for me, so like I'm not really, you know, considering too much like, oh, is this appropriate for this age range, or like kids like this, so I should put this in here. It's really like just, you know, for me. I think that's everything, honestly. I don't think I need an output for the characters and the effects animation. And it has an alpha layer. Okay, yeah. So let me save this. And and what resolution is the scene. That's fine. Export, render right nodes, and let me start up After Effects, and we're going to switch windows in a moment after this is done exporting. You can't see the exporting bar, but almost done. Oh, this 80%, 90%, 95, and okay, that should be good. Let me switch this to After Effects, and let me change my, hold on. I need it. Okay, let me first switch this to After Effects so you guys aren't just looking at nothing. Window capture. That's what I got. Why isn't After Effects showing up? Am I blind? There it is. Oh. Transform. Did you use other software before Toon Boom to animate? Yes. I used a software called Macromedia Flash 8. And I used that all the way up until maybe my sophomore year of college. And then I switched over. Okay. Let me get my image sequences. Import. I don't guess. Yeah, good old Flash. Love Flash. All right. I've Blender, like going into any, I think 3D software can be a lot with just like a lot of buttons all over the place, but I think you could probably figure it out. It depends on what you're doing. I mostly use it for like, you know, basic modeling or 3D stuff, but like, you know, it's not impossible to figure out. It's just a lot of information at once. Okay, I got the image sequences, and then there's this, I like composited some fire a while back. Like I made some custom fire that I think I can just throw in here. If I can find it. I like sent it to someone. Okay. There it is. Let me download that. I made this fire in common, like with After Effects and Blender combined. So, did I close the chat? Yeah, I closed the chat. Was it difficult to use Blender when you, kind of, difficult isn't the right word I'd use in the sense that, like, okay. I was like introduced to Blender like pretty young, but like I usually when I go into a software, it's because I'm trying to achieve a specific thing. So I didn't have like a difficult time with Blender because I went in knowing already what I want out of it. So like, okay, how to do so-and-so in Blender. And at 14, for me, it was just like importing a 3D model or opening it and just moving the camera and setting keyframes. And that was it. It wasn't until like years later, and it was like, okay, now I'm messing around with modeling. So now I'm just Googling a bunch of tutorials specifically on modeling. Knowing what you want out of it, in my opinion, is a good start. Okay, let's bring this in here. Does this have the alpha channel? No, it does not. Let me fix that. There we go. Right? Yeah. Okay. So I can actually show a bit of compositing here. I mentioned earlier that someone was asking about this green stuff. So the fact that it's green doesn't really matter. I'm not going to key it out. It's just so I could see it. So what I'm going to do is fill it with a... I think any software takes time to learn. Mostly repetition helps using the tools so it comes natural. Definitely. 100%. So I'm gonna fill this with like maybe an orange, right? Just like orange. And I'm not really looking for this crunchy texture. I'm actually gonna throw a vector blur on it to sort of change its shape. Right, and now I'm gonna duplicate it, change its blend mode to add. Now it looks more like it's glowing. I'm probably gonna put a fast box blur on this, remove this, and maybe I want a bit more reds in here. And then this can be like a brighter yellow. Hate the process of backgrounds. I like the anime-ish style stuff, but it's so hard to find. Yeah. Sorry. In the text. Yeah. Draw background killed my grandma. It is definitely a skill, as most things are. So burn. I don't want that. Change this to add. Bring more color into it. Let's duplicate it again and box blur. This feels misaligned. Let's cut these all in here. And I'm just gonna do a pre-comp, which is gonna combine them. And then change the blend mode to add. Maybe a radial blur. And I want zoom. And maybe not. Yeah, no. Because we got a bunch of stuff going in a bunch of different directions. I think that's good enough. The flame will be the main focus. I'm sorry if you hear my dog. So he's gonna Deluxe Paint. Welcome, Wade. Deluxe Paint, I've never heard of it. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot to export his shadows. Let me do that again. And let's export this again, and I'll keep working on this while that's re-exporting. Yes, I want to override it. Flash. Doing all right. Just compositing stuff. Okay, so I need to draw a mask around this because the glow is gone. Which part of the animation process is hardest? The animating part. The animating part. No. I mean, there's a lot. I could, like, obviously there's room for improvement in the entire, I can, like, you know, I'm nowhere near a master's level or anything, so I can improve anywhere, but one of the hardest parts, it also depends on the medium. I'm going to assume you're talking about 2D because my video is mainly on 2D animation. I think a big thing holding me back in 2D animation is my ability to be loose. And it leads to very stiff animation because I like tie things down too much. Have I ever drawn my own fire effects? Yeah, once upon a time, probably. I don't do it a lot. Hold on, before I answer that, let me at least try to address Angelus's question. Man, my dog is mad. Yeah, loosening up and really like doing some like straight ahead animation with like really like lively stuff because I kind of rely on pose to pose a bit too much. Anyways, do you ever draw your own fire effects? And I said yes. Yeah, I've drawn my own fire effects. It's just I don't do it often. In that, let's see if I've got a video in here somewhere. So actually, before I forget, let me change something in my After Effects preferences so my computer is not blowing up. Let me empty my disk cache and change the folder. There we go, right to that folder. Let's see if I can find this video so I can show you some effects animation I've done. So I get some of the more recent fire-ish animation I've done was for a thing called Screenwriters, and I'm looking for this file. And so like we have this character Graves, who's a ghost, and he's got this like little floofy hair bit, and you know it's supposed to like do like a little subtle wave thing at times, but there's these times where he's like riled up or excited, and I it's like, well, let's in the storyboards they have it sort of flamey, and where are you? That's the screenwriter's presentation. And for his hair, I kind of like animated it kind of like a flame, just a little bit. Do I not have it on this drive? Visibility, public. Let me just re-download it off my YouTube channel. Okay, let me import it so you can see it. Did I close my chat again? I keep closing my chat. Okay, so if we look through here, let's see, so this is the hair floof. Do I make my own effects? Yeah, it depends, but this fire, I made it. I made this fire. This fire, like I already exported it so I can re-import it, but I made the fire with Blender and After Effects combined. I made a flame mesh in Blender and then import to After Effects to kind of make it a little more, stylized, I guess. So here's an example of the hair kind of flaming up a bit. So it's, all right, there. And we're seeing it from behind, but that was my little flamey animation for his hair. He's played in real time. Yeah, and I think that was like reused for another shot by someone else. I don't know who, but yeah. Anyways. Any advice for further developing your own original story? So, I don't consider myself to be a very great storyteller, which is why I like give the like preface or like caveat for Ashes is that it's very self-indulgent and very like just sort of for me instead of making good writing for an audience. And I should have his shadows back, so let me reload this. Or not. Where's his shadows? I thought I combined it. Let me see what. Why don't I see it? Hello? So yeah, I'm not sure if I can be able to give good advice on the story. You can do like 3-act structure if you want to develop your character. There's like the idea of like a character's spine. What is the root of a character? What's their goal? What's their motivation? There's things like that might help you out. Why don't I see? Reload. He's supposed to have his shadows here. Why don't I see his shadows? Let me re-import this. Oh, did I do a dumb? I think I did a dumb. I think I know what I did. So export, render right nodes. Yeah, I exported a video instead of a it's called, an image sequence. And let me, while that's exporting, let me figure out, I don't know, some like temp background. I just think I want it to be like a gradient. Oh, that export is eating up my CPU, I guess, because After Effects is not. There we go. Let me save this. Okay, so it would start around. Oh, I just realized I gotta track this. Whoops. Okay. Let me make a new null object because it needs to stick to his hand. So once my computer cooperates with me, that is. Okay. Come on. Okay. Let me go to my tracker, track motion. There's no rotation in the camera, so I should be fine to just do this. And let's find a good point. And show up as a, there we go. So I'd say this. Somewhere around here, maybe to be a good point to track. Where? Okay. Nope, there's shadows because it's exporting. There's my dog. And start tracking forward. Ah, I did not track that well at all. The spacing's gigantic. Let's move it to a different spot. And just expand the area that it's going to track. And I don't know, pray that it works. Looks like that one worked, yeah. Let it keep going for a few more frames. And while that's tracking, I'll be right back. All right, I've returned. Is my track still going? Yeah, it is. Is this done exporting? Looks like. Let me close it, free up some CPU. Okay, let's see. Yeah, my computer's chugging. Yeah, my dog. Okay. Let's see how well this tracks. That looks pretty good. Yeah. Let it go for a little while longer, and I can probably decrease this area since it's no longer moving a whole lot. Yeah. Oh, but that is jittering. You do not want it jittering. So increase it a bit. No, I don't like that. Need some horizontal. Okay, I guess it does need this. So that looks better. Okay. Yeah, that's all I really needed. So I'm going to apply this to my null object. Delete any keys I don't need. So zoom in, and we got way too much. Oh, there's my null. Okay, I don't need that frame. It looks like I'm getting an edge around David for here. So let me do choke, a simple matte choker. Gets his shadow around here. And continue it there, and then here. And when does it turn off? It turns off here. Okay, so for this area that is, let's do 1, 2. That should work. Okay. Same in this area. Let me combine these back into one. Okay, so using this null object that now basically follows the camera movement I had in Toon Boom, I can attach this flame to his hand to make sure it tracks to his hand. So let me and I'm gonna parent it to the null. Cool. Now let's scale this up, right? Lock my mask. And this, this flame is kind of very red, which is fine. I like red flames. But David should probably get some of that. So I'm gonna go in here and mess with David's levels a bit. Or actually, easier solution for me. Just fill him with I'm going to set this to overlay. There's some orangish color, orangish red. Just slightly. Probably lower the opacity to half. Do the same over here. So to overlay. Oh, I didn't put scale as part of things it tracks. Whoops. That's fine, I'll just hand key it. It's looking real sick right now, thank you. So make this bigger. Webcomic or novel? I mean, the thought has crossed my mind, but also welcome to the stream. I don't think I saw your name in the chat before. I'm not super interested in making a comic. Novel might be fun, just because just written like purely words, because there was a time where like I wrote like a 20-page novel format thing for Ashes, and that was fun. All right, I think I'm gonna animate this shape a bit. The mask is locked, so we're gonna do the squash and stretch. What do I like doing more? They both have their pros and cons. I can say confidently, like aesthetically speaking, I love the look of 2D more. Yeah, this ain't working for me. Let's do a mesh warp. Let's see if we can get a nice, in my little thumbnail pass, I got a shape with the flame that I liked. Let's see if I can find it so I can just see what. So a squash, do, okay. So that's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4 poses on 2s. Yeah, 4 poses on 2s. So 8 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Too many controls. It's, well, honestly, that for me at least isn't an issue with 3D, because you can you hide the controls that you're not using. right? It's just, you really want to like, because the rigs usually have switches. So like if you're just working on your body mechanics and your torso, you only show those controls and not like the bajillion controls for the face. And you sort of just like work in layers. Okay, mesh warp. So let's see if I can cheat and jank, make this work. I wish these controls would like stop disappearing. My big thing about 2D, it's like, while I love it, it's harder for me in the sense that with 3D, I feel like I'm more able to just focus purely on animating, right? All I have to worry about is animating, if I'm like just being handed a rig or whatever. With 2D, you kind of have to have other skills also built in. You like, your draftsmanship's got to be good. Your solid drawing, things like that. Okay, the next shape I have in mind. Let's reset this. Or nice. Okay, well. So the next shape is like a V sort of, or like a cone, a filter, I don't know the word for it. It's very wide at the top, but then very small at the bottom. Very narrow, I should say. Yeah, something like that. And then the next one would be this, but right? Boom, boom. Oh no, skinny, and then okay. So, compress you again. Have you done enough simpler have I used a simple animation app like Flip a Clip, and if I did, would I think about it? I don't own like an iPad or anything, so I haven't used, or like I think that's also for phone. TLDR, I have not used like Flip a Clip or anything. A simpler animation program I think would be like Krita and Fire Alpaca, things that are just like very bare bones animation. And what I think of it is that it's a good way to start learning, because you're just focused on animation, and you're not thinking about, oh, I have all these tools, I can do this, I can do that. You just want to like really focus on your principles. A friend who has an iPad, you had like a very basic animation program. I think it was Toon Squid. And I had fun with it because I was like, okay, I'm purposely going to try and be really rough and just focus on my spacing and my flipping, and so I got to do like a fun little, whoops, okay, my computer's freaking out. I got to do like a fun little animation. I'll show it right here in just a second. So this is what I did in like a pretty basic animation program. There wasn't any like fancy tools really. God, I keep closing the chat. I don't even know how. I swear I'm not pressing it. So here's that very basic animation I did. Or where I was using a basic animation program. So I think using more basic programs is a good way to build your fundamentals. How'd you go about finding a composer for my student film? Basically, I was friends with people that were from the other films, sorry, there were like other projects that were at this showcase, and like I just sent an email. Basically, I saw like his name in the credits of one of the films, and I emailed him and was just like, hey, would you be interested in scoring my film, by the way? I got no money, I don't something like that. And he was like, yes, absolutely, I'm down. And that was it. Really great guy. It seemed like I'd be a good writer. I'm glad I have you fooled. I cannot write for squat. Demographic am I aiming for? I mentioned it earlier, that like I'm not really like, it would be like teens to young adults sort of thing in terms of like, I guess, the content shown, but like I don't really like, I'm not pitching to any studio or anything like that. It's just pretty self-indulgent. Whoops. So it's like, it's just like, I'm the demographic. Me is for me. Let me see what this looks like in motion, because right now it's looking not how I want it. Yeah, no, that's not what I want. If I, well, it's supposed to be on twos. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But I screw that up. Bro, I cannot count. Kind of what I want, but not exactly. Demo equal genus? Oh, demographic. I'm dumb. Yes, is for me. I think what might be nice here is if we get a little bit of the flame breaking off. Let's see if I can cheat that. Delete that. Screen and do this. Feather that a bunch. Let's see. So up. Okay, around here's where it starts. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's where I want. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's just, it goes up. That looks bad. We'll see if we can fix it. And let's have it, you know, ease. Let's see, let's see if burn works this time. It probably won't since it doesn't have an alpha channel, but oh, no, maybe. I'll try to stick to my guns for as long as I can. Till people get sick of him, like, you know, this sucks. And that's with the alpha. Kinda. Oh, I can probably pre-compose it actually, and first let's have it lose opacity. Change its pivot point. So it also gets smaller. Yeah, I don't like that. Here's a better solution. We're gonna simulate it. We're gonna simulate it. We'll make a new layer called particles. And we're gonna probably have 2 of them, but what I'm going to do is go to CC particles. Let's do systems. We'll try systems first, and then if that doesn't work, I'll probably move it to. I'll probably move it to what's it called? Can't. Particle world. There we go. Particles, treat it like a fire, change it to like a bubble, and my colors are like a reddish yellow, sure. My brother's home, or it's closer to it, so. and it doesn't live a very long life. Cool. Birth rate set to like 2. 1 second. Alright. So next, I just closed the chat again. There we go. Probably let's transfer mode, add, change, throw some blurs on this. So I want a vector blur. I want a fast box blur. That's too much. Sorry for the noise. Something like this maybe. Let's make it smaller. Depth size like 0.2. Let's turn off the vector blur for a moment. Throw an echo on there. Change this blend mode to add as well. Screen, I guess. Oh. 25. Oh. Maybe. And the, what did I just do? Oh. Okay, and then the birth rate here is 0. But then for a split moment at the beginning of this, birth rate's like a bajillion. 2, 3. And then it's back to 0. Let me solo this, see what's going on here. So that's doing what I want, but I want it faster. And I want more. So in this brief instance, we're spawning 100 particles. Switch it to a more reddish. Kind of what I want. My vector blur is very strong. 75, 25, 0. Oh, it's because, okay. Set this to like 50. Set this to 3. Maybe. Attach this to the null. Whew. And then I need these moving a lot faster. Velocity like 10. Okay, that exploded. Let me undo the parent and no, let me redo the parent. Okay. How are we gonna approach this? So I need a shockwave on accent. That's shockwave's not what I'm looking for. It honestly might work. I might keep it actually. Let me make a mask around this. Why is this squaring? It's probably because the vector filter is so. I'll probably have to pre-comp it. Isn't this so exciting? Such a thrilling experience, just tweaking things until see what that looks like in motion. Maybe. Another thing I just remembered, I wanted to try and make an impact frame from scratch in After Effects instead of drawing it. So let's pre-comp everything again. So we're gonna use this frame. The studio randomly try to reach out and pick up ashes. Or accept it or do the Miles Morales do my own thing. It depends. The big issue I think with that is like if a show tried to pick up, or if a studio tried to pick up ashes, is that they might, you know, I feel like there's a good chance they'd ask for like exclusive rights to like, you know, they now own the IP or something. And I'm not sure if I'd be okay with that, to be honest. Try this. I'm gonna make a matte for this because honestly, like getting it picked up, like on first glance, it does like it sounds like the dream. You know, I finally get like a team and da 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 da. I feel like there's so much that could go wrong. Show gets canceled. They own the rights to it, so I can't continue it on my own. You know. Yeah, it might not even be shared custody. It's just like, yeah, they have custody. And then if I want to do certain story things, like, or to do something with a character and be like, a producer comes in and be like, nope, you can't do that. It's not good. It's not a good look for our company, so you can't do this thing you wanted to do. Oh, his hair kind of looks like a flame here. That's cool. Okay, so now if I pre-comp this, and use this as the matte, it's not going to be an alpha matte, it's going to be a luma matte. That's not going to work. I need to make it exclusive to the line art, I think. See if this works the way I want it to. Do I need to invert this? I have Luminet selected. Now this is doing what I want, but it's making the background. Make it double mattes. It's gonna be a mess. So what I want is, let's make a solid black. Okay. Honestly, this could just be that should be a bit better, right? No. Invert it. Okay, that's kind of what I want, but if I invert it, oh, wrong thing. Set. And I basically just want to use, this is, I think, looking more how I want it to. Yeah, okay. This filled with white. And I need to make this speed like a bajillion. 10. Okay. If I pre-comp these two together, fill it. I'm gonna fill it with black. And let me make a new solid. Make it white. Okay, kinda, I guess I gotta increase the density until this actually looks like David. Why is that getting cut off? Here we go. See if this works. Kinda. I wonder if noise would be better to use, but CC radial blur, radial fast blur. No, what am I looking for? It's not CC radial blur. No, or yeah, actually. I set this to zoom, and then set this to like the center, and just crank up this number. There we go. Look at that, an impact frame. Let's comp some on top of each other. Set this to like overlay. Multiply. Yeah. I want to go for a third level. One. Okay, I did the impact bit too early, so it should be 1 here. Save my work. That should be good. Thank you. I wonder what it would look like with some vector blur. I love vector blur, but it might not be fitting here. Five. Interesting effect, but not what I'm looking for, so. Maybe make it glow, but honestly I think this works. Actually, just throw on glow. Glow. The intensity to like 0.2 and just have a big radius. Nah. What might be useful here is a 2-frame lead up. So invert maybe even, hold on, like 1 frame of black, and then on this one they also get 1 frame of black, but like then it switches. And then this one can be black again. flashing warning, I guess. I think I'm fine with the impact frame. Not really vibing with the actual flame itself. So I want the levels much brighter here. Might be able to cut a few frames off this. Or maybe repeat the last few frames just to... Honestly, I think I can live with that. Not exactly what I was wanted, but I think it gets the point across. You watched one of my videos today. Thanks for watching. I'm all right. I'm assuming it was the one that's been popping off lately. The how I made my own animated series, clickbaity one. How are you? Okay. Let's go back into here. Oh, whoa. Why does he look more orange than this, David? What's going on? Ah, because this one's at like 50% opacity. And this one's not. Just super tired? It's nap time, bro. Take a nap. Going over my, yes I am. Project for film class to finish. I'd love to sleep. Ah. Yeah, that's how school goes. Project, gotta get, that's how anything goes really. I gotta get a thing done. I loved your last video so much. I started storyboarding my own animation. Awesome. It is really cool to like, at least somewhat to a certain degree, do what like so many like other creators have done for me, in the sense like, make your own thing, you can do it too. So that's like the goal. Well, if it isn't Rick Murray. I was actually talking about you earlier in the stream when someone asked about like internet inspirations that or creators that inspire me. How's it going? Spent the last, I don't know, 10 minutes, or I have no sense of time, however many minutes, just making this impact frame. if After Effects, because I didn't feel like drawing it. You're watching a stream at work? Wow. Guess we'll be fired then. Hope your day is going well. Thank you. I'm like lazy, so I didn't feel like making a proper background. It'll probably be just like gradients in the background, especially since this is just for like shorts / reels. And sign out. All right, you have a good one. I don't know what time zone you're in. Have a good night / good morning, afternoon, evening. You said you were working on, I believe you said you were working on something earlier, so hope that was going well. Yeah, I don't usually play the shorts / reels games because it's not my particular interest, but I made a video recently talking about like I should probably do those more if I want to get people familiar with my characters. So try and make shorts and whatnot. Okay. Which you are also mentioned in that video, that aforementioned video, because I brought up you were doing a bunch of your Minecraft shorts again, and those got a lot of traction on Instagram. Hello, Peggy. How's it going? Thanks for last critique. Oh man, dude. So, okay. Yeah, Instagram. So Ruiz, or no, you said Rui, I think was what you wanted to be called. Hug. Rui. So I started streaming on that same day. Oh, thank you, Rick. Yeah. So I started streaming again that same day, and I was like, man, my computer's now behaving. I wish like that guy came back so I could actually give actual notes on the animation because my computer was working fine. You have a good one, Peggy. But I'm glad to hear your animation is coming out, or you've made lots of progress on it, because I thought it was like really cool when I saw it. Okay. Maybe I can cheat this and just reuse that shockwave I made earlier. Here. It's all right. Sorry, I didn't read the message. Yeah, I'll check it out for sure. Just let me know when you want to send it, or when it's uploaded, and then I'll go to your channel. And don't worry about not making it through the whole video, Rick. It's a long video. I don't even like watch a lot. I don't watch a lot of stuff, to be honest. So watching long videos is definitely not part of the stuff I watch on my own. No, I don't have a Discord server. I feel you, Rick. I don't typically even edit long form stuff. It was just me trying something out for a while. Initially, I mentioned at the beginning of that video, I wanted to make that like a long time ago. But like last year. But it was like, I just never got around to it. Initially, that video was supposed to only be like 12 to 15 minutes long, but I guess since I've had so long, it's been sitting there for so long, I like had the idea, I'm gonna write a whole script for it, and I want cover all these topics and write down every word, and it just ended up being like almost 40 minutes. Yeah, that probably works well enough. Yeah, it's nuts. I see people improve all the time too. It's like, especially Stove and stuff is like really awesome, honestly. I love seeing his Sonic stuff, like the animations and whatnot, especially as a Sonic fan. It's like it's a butterfly effect, at least for me, because like I mentioned earlier, like a lot of stuff when I was watching your stuff when I was like 14, I was trying to like mimic it, and to a certain extent, that still is like present in my current work. A lot of the stuff I do, especially in like maybe lighting and whatnot. Have I seen the new Sonic movie trailer? Yes, I have. So, okay, I'm a Sonic fan to a certain extent. I'm not like a really, really big fan, but like I like Sonic. And I guess this is my hot take. I'm not the biggest fan of the movie series. Like, one, I'm glad they're successful, just because I don't want to see Sonic losing. But in terms of like what I look for from Sonic content, it's not exactly what I would hope for. I would like, if it were me, you know, I would want like a fully animated Sonic movie trilogy or movie series in like the style of like the Sonic Unleashed opening. I mean, the movies are like basically animated anyway. Like, someone's animating Sonic, just put them in a CG set. I don't really care much for the humans. But like I said, I'm glad it's doing well. All right, let's reuse our flame. Yeah, the humans make it just feel like whoever, I get, studio execs aren't confident that Sonic on his own would be a selling point. I don't know, which you know, I'm no exec. I don't know what they're thinking. Ooh, I'll check it out in just a sec, Rudy. But like, we're not really watching for like people we've never met in a Sonic series before we are there to watch Sonic. Go to channel, or at least I say me. I am there to watch Sonic. Ooh, okay. I see the impact frame on your thumbnail. Hold on. We can all watch together. Just show this really cool animation. Change my window. I hope Shadow kills the humans for some Sonic character development. I don't think they're gonna do that. I would be so surprised if they did that, went that route. I'm sharing the chat instead of the hello. There we go. Transform, center of screen. So, we watch this cool animation by Rui. Or Rui. It's so cool. It makes me think of like Castlevania impact frames, like some Spencer Wan work. And when like after that like last stream, I like checked out I think your Instagram, and your illustration skills are like really strong. So I can see how like why like your draftsmanship's really good. I'm like stepping through frame by frame because I think it's cool. Like this, really cool. And I can't see the chat now. I'll check back in a sec. I'm just wanted to. I like the shapes you got going on in this energy ball, spiraling. Let me check something. She doesn't pop into that. Her head doesn't pop anymore. I see an ease. That's neat. Yeah, neat, very neat. And then so this is just. Let's see. I'm seeing overlay in drawings, so it's hard to put. I mean, I like it. I like it a lot. Can I see the chat again? Oh, it's in a different window. Let me go back to After Effects. I believe Rui said it's for like a multi-animator project. But yeah. Let me move this here. So okay. Get my fire back. Yeah, I think it's great. Definitely keep going with it. And you said it should be done like, what, 2 days or something? Yeah, 2 or 3 days. Animation and film. Just like me, for real. Okay, I want this to be like a tiny little minuscule flame. Still in your first year. I hope your college experience goes well. already overworked. Oh no. Yeah, I hate to see it. The flame here, sometimes, yeah. This one specifically. So this flame here wasn't originally meant to be used for anything. I like exported a flame, a 3D flame out of Blender, and then screwed around within After Effects and exported a video and sent it to someone. This is kind of me being lazy and like, oh wait, I had that flame I made a while back. I'll just reuse it. There have been times where I have done this, like saved it for like future use, almost like a video copilot asset that I can just bring in. If it, yeah, flaming middle finger, yes. If David was actually like moving around a whole lot, I'd probably go back into like make a new fire from scratch so it reacts properly. It's called being economic, right? Let's just do this. Make it really poppy and dumb. Lean into the gag. Stretch. This might not work. I might just keep it over 2 frames and let me adjust the mask. Reuse assets when you can. Yeah, especially if you're doing things on your own, right? You're like, when you're one person, just do whatever. Cause like collabing with similar animators on Instagram, and they all take shortcuts to get constant cut out or content out to make the algorithm happy. Yeah, I feel like that's part of why I've like always kind of like failed as a content sort of person, or like someone who uploads things to the internet. It's because I kind of just make things on a whim. I don't know. I'm not sure if I could do the content grind, I guess. I'm not sure I'm as strong as they are. It's like, I gotta get a thing out. Yeah. When is animation not allowed? Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's with like internet stuff and like algorithm and da and maintaining that. It's like, yeah, you can make a living off that and whatnot. And I'd love to like be, you know, it was my dream as a kid, be like full-time YouTuber. But I don't know, the thought of like just, you know, starting a studio job in animation and at least getting like guaranteed pay of a certain amount instead of like, oh, my numbers are down, time to upload more content, I gotta get my numbers up, versus like I'm paid by the hour, so my pay is guaranteed. I find if I don't have an actual deadline to get stuff done, I will never start. Yeah, deadlines are, for me, I like a deadline to get things done. Yeah. He's flipping off his best friend. Your mama. Hi, Sam. I shouldn't have probably used your real name. I apologize. I don't know your policy on that. Well, you actually left a comment with your name in it, so okay, cool. You're cool. How you doing? Yeah, deadlines help you like schedule things and like for me, I need it. I need a deadline for a lot of things. Not always, but like it's just like it helps me. Like David's expression, thank you. Just got back from your job. Oh, I hope that went well. Let's see. And this goes up to here. Okay. And we're going to do a whole lot of copying and pasting right here. Do you still have After Effects like as a student? So like you're not a student anymore, so do you still have it, or wait, so I need this, copy this, move the position, and then we'll choose the keyframes in a second. Your uni nuked your, oh man, I read that as nuked. Sorry. Your uni made you pay for it, but you get a student discount. I mean, at least you get a discount, but it still kind of sucks that you gotta pay for it. Do what you want because a pirate is free. Sorry, I got a cough. Yeah, like I said, still sucks. Yeah, yo. Oh. Oh, what? Why is that? Oh, okay. I want this glow going over David, so let me put it on top. And it should probably be the same for that other one too. Yeah. Put this fire on top, let that glow go over his finger. I think for this whole student thing, the school themselves have to work out something with Adobe. I don't know the specifics, but I assume that's the reason your high school is able, you know, they got however many licensing and whatnot. That's how my college worked. They got a license that's shared, or it's probably part of our tuition, honestly, or like, you know, get the stuff that's, I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend I know. Government deal. Every public school in Australia gets. Oh, that's neat. That's cool. Yes, you do, Sam. OCs are the lifeline of everything. They're my lifeline. I know you got Stan Pines as your lifeline at the moment, I think, when I was on TikTok for like 2 seconds. So using my college creative suite, graduated 3 years ago. Wow. Yeah, I'm like out of school for like 8 months at this point, probably closer to 9 months. I still have access to stuff. Don't know how long I'll have access to it for. Here's a little thing. My Toon Boom license actually expired for school, and the only reason I have it now is because I lied and sent an email to Toon Boom saying I didn't lie exactly, I think. I just went like, hey, for whatever reason my student license expired. I sent it from my school email. It's like, okay, it's back on now. And so I got it for another year. If I run out of Toon Boom stuff, I'm just going to use... If anything, my paid stuff runs out, I'm just going to go back to pirating or whatever. For legal reasons, that's all a joke. What should the background be? Just a gradient. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean like an actual background. They're technically, so the scene I imagine them in, they're in a bedroom. I don't feel like drawing or 3D modeling or gathering anything. So it's just gonna be like how minimalist can I be? That is not the gradient I wanted. I meant color ramp. No, you're good, you're good. Need a whole webtoon of David. A crusty JPEG would be funny. Purple. I think the color should slightly change whenever it cuts between them, just to help a bit. David is more purple, and I don't know, Matt's whatever that is. Yeah, okay. Works good enough for me. Ooh, but then it gets darker after the flames come on. we can make it more dramatic. Whoops. And I'll probably add a vignette over that. Did you make highlights and shadows using masks? So my usual approach for like doing highlights and hand-drawn shadows is a lot of work. So I'll usually do something like this. Hold on, I'll make a new composition to show you. So in After Effects or Toon Boom, it would work in Toon Boom too. Toon Boom has some stuff. I would usually do like, I duplicate them because it's transparency. I do it like a fill. I invert it. We'll make some shadow color around here. I don't know, right? Since it's inverted, it's like around him, right? And I use the base layer as a track matte, and then I slightly shift it in a direction. And this works to like varying degrees, but for me it's just a good cheat. I set it to multiply, and now he's got shadows, and now I'll usually add like a fast box blur, and everyone's got their own way of doing this, but now he's got a shadow that like follows him. Alternatively, if you want to highlight, I can set this to a very light color. Maybe I like warm lighting, so maybe it's warm, and then I just set this to add. And maybe mess or screen, whatever blend mode, and boom, that works too. There's also a way I used to do it. I can't remember exactly how it was. It was like bevel alpha. No problem, Sam. So like bevel alpha was something I used to do a lot. You can set the light direction and the thickness. Oh, I would fill it first. I would fill it. I don't do this anymore because I feel like the inverted fill works a lot faster to get the same result. But I can do this, and then I just set that to add, and he's got a highlight again. I can change the color, and yada yada. So that's how I usually do it. That's my quick and dirty way. Whoops, went too far back. In here though, these are actually hand-drawn shadows just because I want to fake or like do the fake out of like production quality went up for this flame. So these are hand-drawn shadows. But you can do a shadow mask. I don't know, masks for me are kind of annoying to animate if the subject is moving. And then this is darker. Yeah, other YouTubers. I remember you doing it in a stream like years ago, and it doesn't go over the black line. Hold on, I want to see if I can. Yours is very distinct and it's a very sharp line. I never actually like figured out how you did it exactly, but let's see. So I have a black line here. Don't go over the glow will. I'm trying to think. So what if I did my fill thing? I'm just make it white for East. I feel like this is a lot more complex. I feel like you got a much simpler way to do it, but I'm still gonna try and make my guess. So I got this right, and it's going over our black line. So what if I just duplicated my base layer, and I grab the levels, tint it, flip that, and let me just crunch it until there's only black left, and set it to multiply, and then you have yours glowing, so I don't know, fast, but yours is a sharp line, so I remember you like to, so if I set it to add, blur, what am I working on? Oh, yeah, welcome, Holidays. And I saw your comment the other day. Thank you for your comment. I'm working on a dumb little skit for a dumb joke. I just wanted to. Let me turn on the, I don't know. I kind of got something, Rick. And then you compose a glow effect and put the black background inside that, add an adjustment and add a glow. Then they gotcha. Pretty much it. I'm glad I guessed it. Let's go. Compositing. I love compositing. Now let me delete this composition. This program is called After Effects. Very expensive if you don't pirate it. Yeah, you like, I remember you were doing some compositing for like ads. It seems fun, honestly. I don't know what your opinion of the job, but it seems like a fun job to like to do as like a sort of day job and then do whatever you want like outside of work hours. All good, Bella. What do I want to do next? Oh, right, I was working on the backgrounds. Got 2 Procreate users. Oh, what? Hello? Oh, I'm dumb. Okay, we gotta go back to Matt's background. Or wait, am I being stupid? No. Boom, boom, and then we're back to David, which means we need this one. Okay, and then in the transition, so and what number is David at before it does its thing? 39. Here we go. Actually, I want to pop into 39. So let's make the... Hello? Where's your flame? Oh. Okay. One, two, three, four. So, and here. just set this to this, copy, so there's still some change between both of these. Okay. There we go, it gets lighter and then lighter again. Back to its original thing. We cut to matte at some point. More lens flare and camera shack. Let's see. Mats, we gotta get mats from the beginning. Yes, David being David. He's silly, goofy, one brain cell boy. Oh, I copied the wrong. He's dumb, but not actually dumb. Yeah, he's just goofy. Yes, he's a goofy goober rock. Yeah, this here is Matt, his best friend. All right, I think I got the backgrounds in. There is effects missing, or am I just blind? Yeah, where is the effects? Did I not export it? Am I stupid? Gonza, welcome to the stream. Watched my breakdown video of the process. Thank you. Let me close these out. Did I close the chat again? I think my browser's trying to gaslight me. Because it keeps closing the chat, and I swear to God I'm not closing the chat. Sprite animations, I love. Sprite animations was one of a bunch of. I think that's like sprite animations is like part of like the thing I downloaded Flash for back in 2013, 2014. Just do those little dumb, not dumb, but like because I still respect. There's like great sprite animators. Mine were kind of dumb. Mine were pretty dumb, but I was working in MS Paint and was like, I need to upgrade. I can make better animations by not working in MS Paint. And I got Flash and did sprite animations. I forgot what I was doing, not gonna lie. What was I? Where's his eye shine? This is Adobe, yes. Oh, right, I got rid of the eye shine because I felt like it. Okay. And welcome, Ruta Duta? I don't know, Rutadutta. What was I doing? Oh, right, he's missing some effects animation I did. for some reason. Is it in here? There we go. Which one's the right one? Rada-dada or Ruta-duta? Ruta, okay. You know, my relationship with Adobe has been fine, but that's probably because I'm not paying for any of their products. How strong is David physically? That's spoilers. No. I want him to really, like, without like talking too much about plot, I basically wanted him to just get stronger over time, not even due to like a training thing, like not even like a training arc. He will have like a bit of training just to figure out how to use his powers, but like his body, once his powers are activated, he naturally is just getting stronger over time. So at the beginning, normal teenager level, but he slowly just like starts getting stronger and stronger. Getting an iPad or a drawing tablet for my desktop. Like a shonen. Yeah, but I feel like a lot of shonen protagonists do the work to get stronger. You know, they have their training arcs. He doesn't, because I'm a bad storyteller and I just want to do my little thingamajigs, give him stupid power-ups that are undeserved. Okay, see, I love that you said that, Bella, because like I've written down on multiple things, like on like David's. So there's like metahumans and there's different superhumans around, but on the metahuman scale, like for metahumans, I like wrote down like, well, he's built different. I literally put he's built different. Can't wait to see more lore of David. Yeah, me too. What's his peak? We don't really, so don't want to, and obviously the story is subject to change, as I'll probably change the ending that I've had in mind for years just because it's not that great. And it's, I think, a bit too bleak, a bit too cynical, but we don't, in the story that takes place, we never actually get to see his peak physical thing because we don't see him in adulthood. But he gets pretty strong. Do I use a tablet or mouse for drawing? I use a tablet. Right now I'm using a mouse to mess around with After Effects, but I am not one of those people who are somehow able to make masterpieces with a mouse. Nor can I draw on a phone with my finger. Yeah, Berserk's a very popular manga I've seen around. People love Berserk. let's delete this. I'm gonna focus in on you. Gonna take a fast box blur and we're gonna crunch the levels on the alpha channel. So just to make it bigger, we'll use the alpha to bring that up. Yeah, maybe 10. What would you say the tone of Ashes is? I wanted the tone to sort of be like, starts out pretty okay and then it just gets darker over time. I think he would figure out things on his own, and maybe what gets in the way of learning could be something personal, like being stubborn. Maybe I would say there's not a lot of like learning how to use his powers is like, I'd say, a small part of the series, really. You have a good one, Rick. Thanks for stopping by. He spends, I want to say, a lot of the story is more about, I guess, I don't know, mystery solving, but mystery, not like detective, just like we're learning more about the world and how it works over time. Not a sort of detective way. It's like, what's going on? All right, let me. What if the real Ashes were the friends we made along the way? David fights Satan arc. Well, it's funny you mention that now. I'm playing. My friend has an OC who's named David, but he's called Satan David. And we like years ago did a little crossover comic where my David beats up his David or something. It was funny. Not you? No. David and God collab. He's got the power of God and anime on his side. I want... Hold on. Make this white, maybe? There we go. More glow in there. And then make this more red. There we go. This one, I guess, is... Oh. That's why it wasn't looking the way I wanted. Whoops. Okay, now I gotta tone everything. Who wins in a Human Torch death battle? Depends on which point in the series. I'd say David by the end could take on Human Torch. It's ashing time and David's all over the place. Thank you. This is like something. It's like it's like sparks almost, like light trails kind of thing. Ashes, no. It's Morbin time. Let's see how that looks. What are we, some kind of Ashes squad? No. Someone mentioned shadows with a mask, so here's a point where I'll probably do something with a mask maybe. Let's see, because for this shot of Matt, I think he needs a shadow, but I'm not sure how I want to go about it. Yeah, probably a mask. A mask might work best for the way I want, and just a very soft mask. So I'd fill him with red, or just fill him with the color, set it to multiply, and make this mask very soft. And let's set a color that's too much. Memes and lore dumps. Davillian. This is awesome. You guys are hilarious. Thank you. Set this to like 3. Oh boy. 2. The Ashes characters do get a bit quirky at night. Can't wait. Marking's multiple in mark mode. Matt could also use a highlight, so I'm going to duplicate him again. Do that fill thing I mentioned earlier. Invert it, and we got it like an orange flame in front of him. I'm going to set it to screen. Use himself as a mat. Matt's using himself as a mat. Like this, probably stretch this out so I can do this. And fast box blur. There we go. Let's give him a ramp. This gradient ramp. And do some more lighting with this. Set it to screen. And I'm gonna make it an orange light. Probably set this to radial actually. Set this to that. So it's in front of him, and then, yeah, something like that. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory. The show where I blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll use the wiggle expression for the flicker. The show where we take the ashes of your childhood and put them back together, my friends. Where does Flame go? Hello? What? Am I dumb or am I stupid? I am stupid. Okay. Where do I have the... Here we go. Let's put a wiggle on the opacity. And we're gonna do wiggle. I forget if it's frequency amplitude first. I always forget. I think it's amplitude first. So I'm on an amplitude of like 50. Frequency of like, I don't know, 3. Did I screw that up? I see a flicker, but I probably have the expression backwards. So frequency and then amplitude. Yeah, there we go. Good suggestion. Who's Club Spy? You can probably use it on the start of the ramp too a bit. Just wiggle with a frequency of like 2 and an amplitude of like frequency of like maybe 5, but like an amplitude of like 2 actually. Or an amplitude of like, I don't know, 25. How should we start the animation dirty? Oh wait, I'm drawing character sheets at the same time I'm watching this. Very neat. Sorry, I'm not like keeping up entirely with the chat. I get a little locked in. Start the animation journey with a dream. It all starts with a dream. Oh, hello, Gelotan. I don't know if you want me to using your real name. So I'll call you Jello for now. This is After Effects. You should start your animation journey by maybe learning the principles. I think that would help. Jello's good, don't use real name. Got it. I'll try and keep that in mind. Sorry if I slip up. Cause like when Sam joined, I like immediately called Sam by her real name without knowing if she was okay with it, but she said it was okay with it. Does he have a love interest? Does he have a kid at the end of the series and name it David so they can Boruto. And then they start fighting dinosaurs, right? Bashes. bashes your head in. I agree, Bella, and would you happen to know David does not get a love interest during the course of the series? Oh, I just noticed some jank animation with that. Like, it was already jank, but his arm, like, pops there. Whoops. You'll be his love interest. You'll be his ashes. Will you be the flame to my ashes? As soon as I like get sound and like a voice in this, I want to upload this as like a YouTube short, and hopefully, and like an Instagram short, and you know, I'll upload it on all my social stuff, but that's why it's in vertical format. David's love interest is the impact frames he made along the way. I am not a fan of vertical format, but you know, it no longer feels weird to look at the very least. I do. David. There was, this is a scrapped concept, so it's not even spoilers. There was a point in time where it's like, ooh, what if David had a clone? David will not have a clone. There you go, it's perfect loop. His clone's name is David. My clone and name him Cinder. What's David spelled backwards? Divad? Wait, is David backwards Divad? That's kind of funny. It's like, it still sounds like David. David backwards is Divad. Divad. I'm your clone, Divad. David. I'm you, but I'm evil. Why do I sound like Shadow? I don't think I can pull off like a Shadow impression. I was trying to do like a... What does Shadow say? Where's that Chaos Emerald? That's what Shadow sounds like. I'm the ultimate life form. Shadow the Hedgehog. Maria. I love Latina Sonic. This is what Divad looks like. It's... Bam, that's Divad. I forget what I'm doing. Jello, that's actually a great idea. I think it would be hilarious if there were, like, not a Clone Saga, but if there was a whole episode of Ashes and there's no new animation for it. It's all made of, like, reused animation. Play my Epic the Musical playlist. Is that the one where, when does a man become a monster? That one? You got it, because his name rhymes with bad. I have a friend who's actually making an animatic to a song from the Epic Musical. If she was awake, she's in Russia, but if she was awake, I would ask if I could show it. She's making a little animatic with some stuff. It's really cool. Shout out to our Russian friends. Will be episodic or serialized like a normal TV show? Do you mean in this? I'm not sure what you mean. Do you mean episodic like SpongeBob, where like by the end of the episode we return to status quo and nothing really changes? Because if so, no. I want an overarching like plot progressing forward. I don't remember what else I wanted to do with this. Maybe I can probably add a bloom pass. Oh, I wanted to add an overlay layer. Let's make a layer on top. We're gonna get a ramp. I'm just like having too much fun chit-chatting and forgetting where I am. We're gonna need the Ashes Beach episode. A beach episode would be fun. What I actually would want, like, the likelihood of Ashes happening is very low, you know, for being realistic. But it'd be even lower if I could somehow get a musical episode. I would want a musical episode. It'd be so. That's what I want. Beach episode's mandatory. Oh wow, he looks like an animation mentor character. You don't know who I'm talking about, but a friend of mine would know. I said it to Hugh, that's why. Whoops. Yes, it's just, I don't know, it's like everyone's singing for no reason. Or maybe there is a reason. Maybe they're actually singing, like, you know, so they're actually at a school musical and they're singing, and I don't know. It'd be really funny. I kind of like that color crunch, but I feel like music-based metahuman? Yeah, I haven't thought about that. A sound-based one? That's not a bad idea. Let me steal that. You get no credit, and also by saying anything in my stream, you lose all the rights to your house. Bye-bye. Yeah, darker. Like, not overly dark, but I do want it to, like, you know, I want a bit more seriousness. Funny thing about Cavaliers is that I'm going to have a musical episode where the whole city is cursed to sing by Weird Al. Weird Al is an antagonist. Too bad you already have one in your story. Actually, bye. you're deleted. Music Meister in any DC TV shows always makes for a fun time. Musical episode crossover? Yeah. I want another ramp. This one is gonna be pretty. Go with the purples. Make this white, and we're gonna set this to multiply and get it down here. Duplicate again. I want one set to add. Set this to black. You're gonna sit all the way up here. And set this opacity, well, make it a little, give it some color. Gonna head out later. Have a good night / morning wherever you are, Club Spy. Thank you for stopping by. I should be like nearly done anyway, so hopefully I'll be done streaming soon. I didn't actually expect to be streaming this long. I just didn't expect many people to show up, so I ended up talking a bunch. Remember that day when everyone was singing for no reason? Yeah. Crossover musical episode. A dark story's fun. A dark story can be fun. Yeah. Actually, this isn't like super dark. It's just gets darker, dark enough where it would probably like be better suited for like a teen audience. You know, some people lose limbs and that sort of stuff. Yeah, I think I'm satisfied with this. It's like, this definitely feels like a, that's good enough. There is something I forgot though. Let me pre-compose this and let me make a quick bloom pass. Let me go inside here real quick too. You can be divided in half. Okay, that's, oh, what the, here we go. And then I want, I already forgot what I was doing. Oh, bloom pass, I said. I dare. Make David have scene hair. He's gonna be a scene boy. Dark, lighthearted elements. So bad criminal organization I have in the story. It's like also, you have a bad criminal organization. I have a criminal company sort of thing, sort of CEO corporate evil. But there you go. I'm gonna draw Divad as that one emo kid clutching me. What was I doing again? Oh, alright. See, you see how scattered brain I am? Like every 5 seconds I'm going like, what was I doing again? Oh god, that looks awful there. Come on, load faster. Okay, I definitely need it here. Probably reserve it just for this area. I need to lower the resolution because the computer's slowing down. Always say hi, everyone. Say it. What? I'm confused. Okay, yeah, we're probably gonna start it here. Oh, if Ashes was an acronym. Gotcha, gotcha. I get it now. I get it. I got it. How long did it take for me to do the impact frames? No clue. I did it in the stream actually, so I think you should have the ability to rewind. Hold on. I can try and find where I was making it for you. If you want to like peek back earlier in the stream. Okay, so I started making them at like, hold on, skip, 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 skip. So negative, at least currently, I think that number changes as the stream gets longer, but -1 hour, 18 minutes. It looks like I start making it, so -1 hour 39 about, and then I get my desired result around sort of like -30. So I guess only like, that doesn't seem right. Like maybe like, so like 8 minutes, actually, that seems about right. 8 minutes, 10 minutes, about. Please give you the David reference sheet. Okay, I'll DM you. It's kind of outdated just a bit, but it's mostly accurate. It's on my art fight, actually. I'm glad it's a show you'd watch. It's definitely a show I would watch. Behind Galaxy. Give me a second, just sending a message. There we go. Okay, okay. What was I doing? Ah, that's what I was doing. Right. So I don't want it here. And then around here it's done with. The opacity. So I don't know if Sam, or Behind the Galaxy, Sam Behind the Galaxy posts on their YouTube, but if you look up Behind the Galaxy on TikTok, Sam makes a bunch of great art. And then Jello here, Jello Tan, if you like look him up, I think maybe on Twitter you might see some like doodles and some stop motion animation. Everyone should check each other out. All right, I think I'm gonna call it. I think the animation is done. There's no dialogue or there's no sound in this version. I'm gonna do sound another time, but I'm gonna upload this as a, yeah, stop motion is great. It's also really hard, but it's really cool. I've done some stop motion here and there on another channel in, I don't know, maybe a few months or what, 3 times, like maybe like 2 months from now. I'll throw it like a stop motion short mixed with CGI on another channel called 15 over 15 in maybe 2.5 months from now or 1.5 months from now. I'll probably like announce it when, yeah. Anyways, had fun here, cool and thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Here's the visuals for now. The dialogue for it is like something along the lines of, "Hey Matt, check this out," and then does this. Matt's interested, and then he just flips off Matt. Right? That's the joke. And then it loops around perfectly because, I don't know, social media likes that, I think. So I gotta get sound design in there and yada yada. Yeah. David, right? You're drawing div ad right now? Oh God. All right. Everyone have a good whatever time zone you're in.